Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at, well, basically the Super Saiyan 4 AGL Goku, the 4th anniversary celebration LR, and how good he is now at 100% in the potential system, level 10 links, on a 220% lead, and with the best support in the game, Super Saiyan 4 Goku alongside him. And it's okay. Look, the thing is, this unit's very old, and I don't want to ever dismiss this unit. There's a lot of merit to this unit, and he is great for players, especially I think players who are looking to run him, I want to say sort of as like a mid-tier content unit. But yeah, let's talk about him, and then we'll kind of discuss where he fits into things. So the best thing about Goku that I can recommend, and I do recommend him still for this, especially for new players, is that leader skill. That 180% Goku's family lead is amazing. Any Goku unit is going to look incredible underneath it. Any Gohan, any this, any that. It's a great lead. Goku's family is one of the best categories in the game. Super diverse, and that's awesome. The rest of his kit is still pretty cool. Super AGL lead, massively raising defense on his 18 and his 12 key. In terms of build, you'll want to build Goku relatively defensively, additional than evasion. Great link set for a Giant Ape Power GT Heroes team with Super Saiyan, Saiyan Raw, Prepared for Battle, Kamehameha, GT, Fierce, Battle, and Legendary Power. And on tons of categories as always, with Goku's Accelerated Battle, Battle of Fate, Bond of Friendship, Bond of Parent and Child, Earthbred Fighters, Earth Protecting Heroes, etc. Goku's passive is 140% attack and defense, extra 2 key per rainbow or AGL key sphere, extra 1 key per type, attack of 20% up at the start turn to a max of 60. When receiving a super attack, medium chance of nullifying it and countering it with tremendous power, and interrupts the attack enemy when activating the active skill or when attacking with 24 key when facing, unfortunately, 2 or more enemies. If that ability was just flat standard in the passive, honestly, you could probably use Goku now. And I don't mean that in the sense that he would be amazing or anything, but I was using him here to test him out in this event, and the amount of times I said, God, I wish he would just interrupt that one attack that's attacking him would be insane. At the time, interrupt was a new mechanic. It was very powerful. I think nowadays, look, it still is very powerful, but I think bosses just throw a lot more attacks. A singular interrupt would have made this guy really impressive. His active skill, the 10 times Kamehameha, massively raises his attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to the enemy, which is all pretty good and dandy. Ultimately, what I think is so interesting about this Goku, beyond the fact that obviously I'm looking at how he does on the Giant Ape Power team, I think Goku, for a larger extent as a unit, is one of those units that people historically have had a lot of fun with, and I think still is a lot of fun. Like, especially for content, I would say almost pretty much up to this latest iteration of Red Zone, like maybe the last, 2 or 3 months, like this new batch of content. Goku's a solid floater. He's not going to blow your mind when units are now doing 2-3 million normals. I mean, that's hard for any unit that's, easy aid over 2.5 years ago now. But I think for me, 100% Goku is a super fun unit. And I think what makes him so exciting for me as a unit, like just in general, is the fact that for me, his counters are still something that's so fun and interesting to use. Even in this event, I got surprisingly far just based off the fact that Goku would counter. Like, because Goku got a counter, I would skip, survive, and he would then come back in a couple turns. He would double super, take 200k, and what, that was fine. That was okay. Obviously, you're going to see a couple times in this video him getting slaughtered by super attacks, by normals, and it's just because statistically it doesn't hold up. Even with massive, amazing defensive gear, I think the defensive gear from his character exclusive orbs is giving him like 4,000 now in terms of defense and everything. additional on top of obviously the rainbow stats. I think the big thing here, at least for me, just isn't holding up. Even with the massively raising, like I say, he's just so dependent on those multiple supers, evasion and counters to just kind of get him through everything. And when you build him so defensively, those 11, 12 million attack stats just can't really do big damage because there's no crit. Because there's no crit, it's just incredibly difficult to have him do damage. At the end of the day, I think that for me, it's a very, very good unit. He isn't good for meta content anymore. Like, he isn't good for top tier content. He isn't good for trying to run him, in the latest red zone or in the latest Supreme Magnificent Battle or in the latest this or in the latest that. Like, he's not good for that anymore. But he is incredibly good in a lot of situations. He's incredibly good in earlier content. He's a great leader for players to start building off, starting off their SPRs, their ESPRs, starting off their kind of progress that they do in terms of like challenges, starting their progress off in terms of red zone, like earlier red zone, starting their progress off in terms of a ton of events. So it's not that he is not good, he's just not good for the current version of Dokkan. But he's still a great unit that has a great kit design that aged for a very long time very well. He basically held out for an incredibly long time as a unit. So yeah,